When people go, oh my God, I smoked a cigarette last night. But when you quit, even for a short while, you go, oh fuck, that's 70% of the hangover.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, that's interesting. But your hangovers must suck.
Yeah, they suck a lot.
Because mine are not good, because I'm hungover from last night. And honestly, I couldn't imagine, like, how do you, like, would one up that? It's like, it just sucks having a hangover. You're fucking groggy in the mornings like that. And you're telling me that smoking.
Yeah, when you quit, immediately you go, oh, geez. And I drank like a fish last night, but I still feel pretty good.
Ugh.
I'm gonna do another rehab. I'm gonna do another. We've been debating, and you can feel free to chime in on the Twitter because I was thinking 30 days on the couch. We've talked about this.
Well, the last one was 30 days in a hole. 30 days in a row, you were in the
trailer.
In the trailer.
No cigarettes, 2 drinks a night with a variable. We didn't count Bailey's coffee, etc.
No TV.
And this time I was going to do 30 days on the couch with all TV and just sit there like a lump and just watch Netflix, and we'll do a podcast every night, even if it's just Netflix related, catch up on series and documentaries. That's why I want to stop watching Netflix for a couple months. Because I already feel like I'm at the bottom of the barrel. And every now and then you go, oh, fuck.
Oh, you gotta pinch the hose to let it build up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So I have to ask you about the 30 days in a hole, because a lot of people, they'll email or they'll Twitter about, like, is that going to happen again? Because our numbers actually went up during that time, because it was like a soap opera every day. And the one positive thing that I really took out of it, because I don't smoke. But the positive I got out of it was gin, the Negroni, and the other drinks that we made during the 30 days.
It broke alcoholism wide open.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's a whole new thing. Whiskey sours and gin fizzes and all. Singapore slings. And
the wonderful margaritas we're drinking tonight are a direct result from realizing how to really make a margarita.
Before that, all I drank was vodka with a mixer, usually soda with a splash of grapefruit. And occasionally beer.
Oh, Miller Lite, just because.
And that was it. And then 30 days in the hole, 1 30-day rehab. All of a sudden, my horizons are wide open. But maybe, Kelly Poco, as you're known to me, is here. Maybe I do 30 days on the couch, but I go vegan. 30 days of vegan. She always fucks with me because she comes over, and in the forefront of my head is she's a vegan. Like today, I'm like, oh shit, I'm just back from Africa. I don't have the fridge stocked, but I got some really good cheese, so I can at least put out cheese and crowd. That cheese is not fucking vegan. So I was gonna when you went to Safeway, I was gonna go, just get a head of red cabbage so I could awkwardly pull that out beside the cheese plate. And I go, I realize you don't eat cheese, so I got you this. And just an uncut head of red cabbage. Clump. I didn't know what else to get you, so I got you this. Get over here. That's your seat. That's your mic.
But then maybe she would have picked it up and eaten it like an apple in front of you, just to be like, there you go, motherfucker. That's a vegan.
These are vegan margaritas we're drinking tonight with a splash of pomegranate in mine.
Yes.
And Kelly Poco, a local legend of not just veganism. You do own Poco as the name of your restaurant, vegan restaurant here in town that Brian Hennigan and Bingo frequent, and I avoid at all costs.
Oh, mango mimosas.
Yeah. They I forget they have booze, light booze, beer, wine.
We do. We have beer and wine.
Yeah.
Is that on the QT, or are you allowed to sell that?
No, we actually have a license.
I did enjoy the kale burrito that I had that one time.
Cool.
I went there the first time.
Brussels sprout. I'm sorry, not kale. You're right.
She had just opened, so I'm obligated to go there, and I'm dreading it, and dry sweats and shivers, and I have to eat something, and I know I'm going to have to act like I like it, but they had a vegan breakfast burrito that was actually very good. I'm like, I actually enjoy this, but there's a trick.
Yeah.
There's something in my head that's, there's a trick to this somehow. So maybe 30 days on the couch, going same thing, no cigarettes, 2 drinks a day. Because at this point, the amount I drink for the longevity of my career,
Right.
yeah, it can be dangerous to just quit.
Right. You have to
So-
find balance.
Yeah, so but 2 drinks a night work perfectly.
Well,
Again, yeah, there's a couple nights we went to 3 or 4.
day 21, 22. That grasshopper didn't hit the spot.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's why we started drinking all these like whiskey drinks and gin drinks going, the more disgusting they are, the longer they'll last. And that's how the Negroni became our favorite. Cause it ain't a guzzler.
It's an acquired taste.
Yeah. You drink a grasshopper. That's like a little tin of ice cream. A gulp, gone. Ah, fuck.
I have to be honest about the Negroni. I've had to stop. I haven't had them for a while.
I didn't have one for a long time. Found that bartender, James from Malawi in South Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah, had a couple.
Did they know how to make it?
Drinks just don't taste the same out of this country. They have those fucking hollow ice cubes and even ice drinks seem warm. It's just something wrong.
Did you have to tell James how to prepare the drink?
No, but he had a new menu. This is one of those things like you see on Bar Rescue. Oh, we'll get to that show you're telling me about.
Yeah.
But where they have 48 different drinks, and I go, I'll try this. This seems weird, and he's like, it's a brand new menu. I'm going to have to look it up because they have 48 drinks. We only used to have 12, and now we have 87 fucking drinks.
Bar Rescue, Africa.
Yeah. So
I don't know how to make it.
they had all the fruit out for the breakfast buffet, like whole fruit. Like apples, like whole apples and oranges. So I went over, I grabbed an orange. I go, we're making a Negroni. You know how to do that one? I'm going to work with you. And yeah, so we got through some Negronis.
Spreading our
Kelly,
customs.
our sponsor on this Doug Stanhope podcast is the UnFit app.
Yes.
Is that the way to say it?
Yes.
I don't just say unfit. No, it's the UnFit app, which I am the spokesmodel for.
You're the guru for.
I am the guru. Explain, because I don't even know what an app is, even though we've already done this. This is out, right?
It just
Yes.
launched. in the
Launched?
Apple Store
I just
the other
downloaded
day.
it just now.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to show how easy it was because I walked in here, realized, and I should have done it before, but then I thought, well, we'll dog food it. We'll test it right now.
All right. Explain the UnFit app.
Yeah, so you know how everyone or a lot of people are obsessed with their Fitbit that tracks your fitness. and how
Fitbit is
many-
the most popular of the fitness ones.
Right,
There's
and it-
Carrot. Didn't you have Carrot or something?
Fitbit is the bracelet, right?
Right, it's a
Oh,
wearable.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
a wearable. I think the Apple Watch also does that.
Right.
And there's a couple of them out. I think Garmin has one.
Yep.
There's a number of them, but it's a way to track your cardio, your steps.
Exactly.
You can download the info to your.
It encourages you
your
to
software
increase your
on your
activity.
computer, yeah.
Right, exactly. So UnFit is the fitness tracker for the rest of us. It tracks your underachievements, basically.
Is that me?
There's the UnFit
Wait,
music.
Is that?
That's
Oh, that's me. Sorry. Yeah,
That's licensed music, sir.
sorry. I just I just agreed to the terms of service. Is there anything in there that I need to be afraid
Human
of?
caterpillar.
I think it's okay to agree.
Okay. Great.
Although it encourages alcohol and tobacco consumption. But
That's what I love about it is Doug in the not the reviews but the descriptions of it. It gets down and like you really wouldn't read all that, but it does say frequent and intense alcohol, tobacco, and drug use references. That's a health program.
Yes, well, it's
Fucking-
unfit,
That should be the name of it.
and that's why I'm the spokesperson
Perfect.
exactly.
for UnFit app, which I one day you'll figure out how to download onto my phone for me.
So
Yeah,
here-
so UnFit prompts you to
No.
do, it's helping you to maintain balance. You know, any idiot can have a fitness tracker and count their calories and count their steps, but to sort of live with one foot in the grave, to have a kale smoothie for lunch because you're going to have gin for dinner is sort of the unfit way of life.
It's a balance.
Yes, it's all about finding balance, and you obviously have.
Well,
have-
we shot a bunch of videos for this, which for promotional use. Are those out anywhere yet?
Yes, I believe you can see those. If you go to UnFit for Life, the number 4, UnFit for Life, you can see the promotional videos.
.com? Is it a website?
That's our Instagram and our Twitter.
Instagram. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Is it on YouTube yet?
Yes. It's on
Okay,
YouTube.
so you could probably search it on that.
Exactly.
Unfit for life. And yeah, you can see me in all my slovenly greatness. Yeah, we gotta fucking, maybe some WD-40 for that door. Actually, just leave it cracked because I'm smoking like a chimney and it's hot as shit in here.
Here's my first unfit. I don't know what's it called when it comes up. This is my number one.
It's a challenge or a dare.
My first challenge is engage your stillness superpowers. Oh, engage your stillness superpowers and lie down for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm already ahead of the game because I can do that. I'm going to commit to that. On our break, Doug's going to make the margaritas and I'm going to lay in that easy chair for 5 minutes because my phone told me to.
Time it.
And if you use it
time
if you use it on Apple Watch, the watch knows what you're doing and if you're moving or not. But yeah, so challenges like that, or jog a quarter of a mile to the bar, or go on a Netflix binge for 4 hours, hustle up some snacks.
If you're goal oriented and you like crossing things off your list,
yes,
this is perfect.
Yes.
I also wanted to walk for a mile today. Guess what? That's not happening. But I'm going to cross this one off my list.
Maybe we do that for the 30 days. Because generally the 30 days, my 30-day rehab is right after Super Bowl. Get the fuck out of my house. Everyone get out. And then I spend 30 days. Maybe I actually do unfit. Because there is fitness involved. Jog a quarter of a mile to the bar. That's about the distance to the hitching post.
Yeah.
And jogging could be speed walking.
Absolutely.
I walk very fast. I don't jog, but I walk very fast.
My phone knows that I went there. It doesn't know how fast I fucking got there. I could have you push me in a wheelbarrow and it would still say, completed, mission accomplished.
That should be a challenge.
That was great when we were filming that because it wasn't quite yet summer, and the pool over there at Hazard, we used that as a location. And it was genuinely green. We didn't stage that. That was an algae-filled, filthy pool. We threw garbage in to float on the top for staging.
And it was cold.
It was
really
cold, and the algae was real.
No one would have told you to get in that pool. That's how green it was.
I am not a guy, I hate hand sanitizer people. It's just, it's a world's a filthy place. Get used to it. But I was afraid about that pool. If just some of that got in your ear, there's some kind of weird worm that's going to grow and make you forget everything and talk in tongues and learn I can play piano all of a sudden. What's this worm in my head? I'm speaking fluent Mandarin.
And you were drinking it out of a giant straw.
Yes, I was doing that.
Are you telling me you have Quattro from Total Recall growing in your belly?
And we used that film crew to film the 2 specials we just filmed. So everything worked out. So you get this app. Well, I don't even know how to get a fucking app. I'm your grandpa doing a tech related podcast.
You need to adopt a millennial.
Don't worry. We'll get into your dirty stories in a minute, but we'll plug this. Then we'll get into your dirty, filthy life. Then we'll get back to plugging this.
You download it from the App Store onto your phone or your iWatch.
Yeah.
iTunes.
You know what? I have the NFL app. So I know if I'm really motivated, I can figure it out, but I forget how to do it. Just like every year, I forget how to do taxes. I don't even do my taxes. I just have to prepare them for the guy that does my taxes. The same way you clean up for a maid to come into your room in a hotel, because you know you're such a pig.
Yes.
You'd never let her see how you really live. So you pre-clean. So just pre-taxing, every year I have to relearn it. So I'll figure out how to download my own.
I think we can hook you up, yeah.
Well, I should be able to do it. I'm a goddamn spokesmodel, for Christ's sakes.
You are the unfit guru.
Kelly Poco, vegan extraordinaire, actually got upset with us. So, at the Super Bowl parties, we used to do the chicken drop, which we learned from a bar in Belize. When the Beckers and I went to Belize, they did the chicken drop. And what they have is about a 12 by 12 foot fenced in area with numbers 1 through 100, and you buy a raffle ticket.
It's a grid.
Yeah, a
like
grid.
on a blue tarp.
Yeah, like a Keno board, but square and not rectangular. And you buy a random number for $1 or a couple of bucks a number, and then they sell all the squares, they chuck a chicken out there, and you just wait for it to take a shit, and whatever number it shits on, that person wins.
With everyone screaming.
That was the part. Yeah.
Around.
Yeah, it's like Deer Hunter. Dee-dee-ma, dee-dee-ma. It's like the end of Deer Hunter with the Russian roulette scene, and everyone's screaming and chanting, and the chicken's all freaked out, and he shits on a number, and someone wins, and then you go back in and watch the second half of the game.
Right.
Chicken goes home.
To be slaughtered.
Well,
No!
I mean, we had nothing to do with that.
They sell their eggs.
Right.
I just ate their eggs this morning.
But the chicken goes home. And we don't
Betty's chickens.
Yeah.
we don't throw someone in there to stomp on it afterwards. I mean, we're not animals.
I guess we are, kind of.
Well, we use it. We don't destroy it.
Yeah, see, would you be upset if it were one of us running around
Shitting.
trying to hold an enema in?
I think that's an amazing idea.
Oh!
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's do that.
Who's gonna do
That's
it?
done. The Super Bowl.
Fuck that chicken.
This is
Hey,
Kelly
no, you can
Kelly
do-
Poco's revenge.
You can do a parlay. You can do 3 numbers in a row.
I am making a difference for animals.
You are, and you're also the one that's going to try to hold an enema so a chicken doesn't have to do
You
that.
know?
We'll have the enema bag and a
Okay.
chicken.
All right.
Kelly chooses.
All right, I'm down.
Gonna blindfold her. You have to give her a reason to run around.
Yeah,
A
you can't-
chicken does
yeah.
it naturally, because otherwise she'll put a fix
chicken,
in.
Chicken doesn't know numbers.
All right, hold an enema for as long as you can, and the first number that you blast on.
Like a warm water honey coffee enema.
Wow, you've tried these.
Honey's not vegan.
Scratch that.
Lawyers.
Agave. Yeah.
Agave nectar?
Yeah, that's
All right,
fine.
We're
That's fine.
We're good lawyers.
I spent all day with fucking lawyers on a conference call for this book. That's the new title of the book. The names have all been changed to protect the innocent, because every
protect the
fucking name.
imbeciles.
Does this person know you're using their name? Well, what are they going to do? What are they going to say? I wasn't retarded? Like, I don't know what you want. So yeah, it was a long day. But anyway, write that down. Enema chicken drop.
Oh no, I wrote enema Kelly drop.
Very good. So yeah,
I'm going to need some more.
Kelly
costuming.
came to the party knowing the chicken drop was going to happen.
I
heard
knew.
ahead of time that she was already pissed off, but she came to show her disdain by watching intently.
The spark in your eyes when you and I locked eyes and just did that raise. Whoa!
Yeah, I feel really honored to have been here for that moment.
Oh,
Enema drop.
and we'll have the comedy show at the Royale before that. So if we do need someone to do the enema,
Oh yeah, there'll be no lack of volunteers,
No, it'll-
because
yeah.
this is a closed party this year.
Yes.
You have to be either one of the comedians performing or the people that are in the season-long pool that have been here for football since kickoff of game 1.
the Red Jackets.
Or
Yes.
the enema drop lady.
Yes, you can get into the Super Bowl
I
party.
wish I could. I wish we could get a lady to do it, but
I think she just volunteered.
well, if she's not available, I'm pretty sure the only one who's going to do it is a guy.
I think she'll do it. Or the chicken gets
Or the
stomped.
chicken does it. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh.
We won't stomp the chicken, but the chicken will have to do it this year if you don't. But we'll see how much you really love animals.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You do, you had some, Brian told me this, that you had some, you were a catalyst to getting this new vet into town?
I was a catalyst to getting rid of the last vet who was here.
That, yeah. If you look at Ichabod's eyes, where he has these
Clockwork orange.
he looks like he has fake eyelashes. That's the stitch work of that, Civil War medic that used to be the vet here.
He's the vet at the Greyhound track in Tucson.
Was.
Yeah,
Yes.
his license was suspended.
Yeah, even greyhounds just go, fuck it, kill me.
Wow, he got suspended from a place where they like abuse dogs.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Little too much. But yeah, because we had to Trousers, my favorite cat in the world. We had to have her put down, and that vet was so fucking cool. The new lady.
Yeah, she's amazing.
What's her name again?
Paula Tyler.
Paula Tyler. It's not really going to get a lot of legs on this podcast, but if you ever want to kill a cat, come to Bisbee because she was so sweet. She took all the jokes because, I had to make it really dark. I'm like, can I bring this back to the farmer's market where I got it and get a refund? Can I keep that body? Because I know it's been 8 years, but this is defective. This cat doesn't seem to be working anymore. Can I trade this in? I don't have my receipt. And she rolled with the punches. But yeah, she was great. You just got rid of the last vet?
Yeah, the last vet was so terrible that, and I got into a screaming fight with the receptionist, with the office manager, and told her that it was going to be my hobby.
The Swedish lady?
Yeah.
She's a hard woman.
Mm-hmm.
She's you know what? If there was someone that was going to apply an enema pre-Super Bowl, that would be her.
The Swedish vet?
The Swedish dominatrix veterinary assistant.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see her just squeezing a red rubber bag until your eyes bulge.
So I told her I was a vegan without a hobby, and I was going to make it my business to let everyone know how crappy they were. So everyone needs a hobby.
That's kind of a comic go-to thing, is when you threaten people and you go, you understand, I work an hour a night if I decide to work that night. I have all the time in the world to focus my attention and creativity on you. Exactly. And a lot of times we do.
It's a scary prospect.
It is.
Because someone being bored and having nothing to do but focus on you, that's way scarier than I'm going to kick your ass.
Only thing scarier, Chad Shank, because he doesn't have to work that hour.
And now he has a sword.
Yes. A fan sent Chad Shank a samurai sword, like an antique, very sharp. You don't do that. I knew you were going to cave in. I had the cigarettes out in front of you. Kelly went 10 years. There's meat in that cigarette. I'm just telling you.
Well, everyone knows that.
I went 10 years without a cigarette. And then I caved.
Yeah. Well, welcome
but only
back.
with you.
Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back. Final 24. I already touched on it because I'm a bar rescue guy.
Yes. We share some taste in really bad reality television.
But it's just to hate.
Right.
I even though I was on the show, the only reason I was on the show is
you were on it?
Yeah.
I didn't see that episode.
Yeah, it's a terrible episode, and they cut out everything I said because I was all for the dive bar. I'm like, this is everywhere I'd want to drink. Why would you fix this? So when you see my episode, it's just mostly me nodding. They cut out everything I said that was because it was antithesis.
Well, what was the bar? It was Long Beach.
No, it wasn't Long Beach. It was inland.
I thought it was Long Beach.
No,
no, it was a castle though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was castle. Yeah. Something castle. Anyway, it just looks stupid. I'm sitting in there with my sneaky thermos full of booze, getting hammered in his dumb SUV. Then they can't get a reaction out of the fucking people. Like they have their two professional scouts go in, the cook and they can't get a reaction out of the guy. So I'm like, I'll get a reaction out of him. Send me. I'm hammered now. And I went in. So they cut away from me nodding to the SUV to shots of inside the bar where you see me at the bar. How am I in the SUV outside and in the bar?
Watching yourself on screen.
Fucking worst editing. It's just, but I just watch these shows to hate them. So I assume you're the same. What's Final 24?
And I watch Hoarders to feel better about my housekeeping.
Hoarders is tough because once you've seen the best Hoarders, anything less is no good.
Right.
If there's no dead cats or a fetus, boring.
Right. But so we share some taste in bad reality TV.
So what's this new one?
I think you're going to like Final 24.
Tease me.
It was actually filmed, I think almost 10 years ago, and there were 2 seasons of it, and a Canadian production company did it, and they do the final 24 hours of different celebrities. And
their lives?
Yeah, and so it's a combination of reenactments, vintage footage, and interviews with people close to them. So they do like Sid Vicious, but the best part is the British narrator who really classes it up. And so they're showing Sid Vicious, and they're like, Sid Vicious has just scored heroin. He has less than 4 hours to live. And there's a countdown clock. Yeah, there's a countdown clock. Yes. That comes on.
There's a book called the Final Days or Final Hours of Dead Celebrities that at least 3 people have sent me. Where I get, oh, this sounds like something you'd like.
So it's like JFK Jr., Elvis.
Flying that
Sid
plane.
Vicious, Anna Nicole Smith, brilliant trash. Really good.
Anna Nicole Smith was, I understand that. Xanax was the first drug I ever did where you go, I could see going just haywire on this and just being blotto, blank to the world, numb. Mm-hmm. That's why I love flying so much, because that's when I'll take too much Xanax and have drool coming out of my mouth with unchewed beef from the dinner. I go, I can see spending most of my life like this.
I once took 10 milligrams on a flight. 10 milligrams of Valium.
All right.
On a flight that then had to land. And we had to get off.
Like emergency landing?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was weather or whatever, and we had to land.
That's the fucking worst.
Yeah, and I'd had like 2 drinks and 10 milligrams of Valium, and I had to
try
to get up.
Stinks. Because I used to time it before the flight. Okay,
right.
30 to 40 minutes before the flight, take it, then a couple of cocktails, and then you're perfect. Flight's been delayed for 2 hours.
Gate change. Oh, then you gotta think. Then you gotta move. then it might be 2 hours. It might be canceled. Now you gotta perform.
So that happened.
Toothpicks in the eyelids.
with a face, with your eye mask.
I have a picture of it where we were leaving for Costa Rica out of the international Bradley terminal at LAX.
Tom Bradley at the end there.
Fucking the worst. Awful. So I'm overloaded with Xanax. It's like 12:20 a.m. middle of the night flight. And then we're stuck on the tarmac with no air. And it's just sweating. I was drunk. I was on Xanax. And I'm just stifling heat. And I was so pissed. I just took off my shirt. And it was the most grotesque picture of my sunken man chest and collarbone, weeping sweat, shirtless. Fuck you.
Next time you should get them to wheel you on. That's really classy.
Sean Rouse. I don't know if you've met Sean Rouse. He's a comedian. He's only been down once. Brilliant. And he came to the Edinburgh Festival, and he's rheumatoid arthritis, just fucked. Just hands that are dripping. I forget what they call the condition where the knuckles spread away.
They're like his hand goes sideways. It's just kind of deforming, over a period of time.
It's like he's melting, but you get a wheelchair, you zip through every fucking thing. And I'm like, I'm going with you to the airport, because if I wheel you, I get to go through everything.
First on.
Yeah.
And you don't have to spend any
security,
miles to
your
upgrade.
front line, security, everything. Yeah.
There's usually a downside.
I need a debilitating disease.
It's coming. Just relax.
I'd tell you the story about how I eat fake cerebral palsy to pre-board but you have to see it. So you'll have to, I'll save that.
We'll Vine it or something.
I could do a really good cerebral palsy because I grew up with Jerry Jewell on Facts of Life.
You did.
And she was a stand-up comic.
Yeah.
And my name is Jerry and I have cerebral palsy. And I can do it very, very good.
You grew up with her in Massachusetts?
No, watching her on TV.
Yeah,
so I was into stand-up comedy, and I was also Facts of Life age. And
sure.
Quick laugh, too, around your friends. You can work on that quite a bit. Your friends won't get tired of you doing it as you go and ask a girl to dance.
No one ever doesn't laugh at a good mocking of cerebral palsy.
Sure.
All right, I get stories that Brian tried to, ask her about, cause you are a New York cunt.
Yes.
In, proper, hippie Bisbee.
Right.
Running a vegan place downtown.
Yes.
and also doing a million things. Well, because you didn't just make an app as a goof. You do this shit.
Yeah, no, my partner and I.
Eat the mic, whore.
Okay. My partner and I started a company called This Is Pop, and we've been making games for 15 years.
All right. Games such as?
Like we did tons of games for Adult Swim that were all pretty subversive and ridiculous.
What would my fans know? Because they know games. I don't.
Hold on a second. Are these mainly phone games for on the phone or
some of them
online?
are phone. Yeah, some of them are phone games now. Some of them are just online games. So my favorite of our games probably is a game called Bible Fight that we did for Adult Swim, and you fight the various characters of the Bible with the goal of being seated at the right hand of God. That's the upshot. And our tagline for it was that it combines two of America's favorite pastimes, Christianity and senseless violence. So it's a good one.
Did it sell well?
It was a free game on the Adult Swim site, and it was one of their most popular games for a long time. And it was actually supposed to be, when the iPhone first came out, it was supposed to be in the suite of games introduced for the iPhone. But someone at Apple, right before it came out, thwarted that.
Ugh.
So it was going to be preloaded, and then all of a sudden...
Or it was one of the first games available for download.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So
fucking
Then
jackass.
Somebody noticed.
and somebody noticed. Yeah, because the Christians had already waged quite a war with Adult Swim about getting the ads off TV and stuff like that. So,
Jesus. So what else?
Censored.
What else? Throw out a litany.
Oh, we did a really great game too called My Little Bastard, and it was basically a virtual pet, and it was based on a foster dog that I used to bring to the office, and he was a Cairn Terrier, and he was horrible. He was a biter, and he bit people at the office, and I spent thousands of dollars on trainers trying to fix him, and he just got worse and worse. And he did pay off in the end, though, because we sold My Little Bastard for a lot of money, and so he did earn his keep. But so it's a virtual pet that's a hermaphrodite, and he just gets more. The better you are to him, the more violent he gets to you, and he drinks and he smokes cigarettes and he shits everywhere, and he sexually harasses your mother. So it's just...
So how do you go from that world of making apps in New York City, and did you have some shit to do with tattoos, or was that a kinfolk of yours?
Yeah, I was a partner in a tattoo shop for a while in New York. Yeah.
How do you go from that to, I'm going to run a probably failing money laundering vegan place in an alley in Bisbee?
Right. Yeah, it was I came out here for the summer. I had a house out here for years.
How long?
Came out here, had a house here since 2002.
All right.
So, yep. So spend
Are you one of those people that just has to do shit?
I think so.
Because you would assume that you have a professional life in New York City.
Right.
And then you just come here. Like, you can't even get, like, just finding someone to work out here is so difficult. That was my biggest beef with the whole Occupy Wall Street, and the people think we don't want to work, but we want jobs. Not where I live. It's fucking hippie central, and I can stand on boxes with stacks of cash in my hand going, can someone change a fucking light bulb for me?
Right.
And maybe, if I need beer eventually, I'll come over and help.
We did
I'll make you feel bad.
We did a fun Occupy Bisbee in the park here that Brian Hennigan attended.
Yeah.
Ours was Occupy with a PIE, and we all brought pies and spent the whole day getting drunk in the park. It's kind of awesome.
I
Brian
don't
had a good
begrudge
time.
people not working. I see it up close. I've done a million bits about it, but yeah, you see it up close, and no, people shouldn't want to work, but you do. When you make plenty of money doing shit in New York, you can just come to Bisbee and get drunk and eat pie in the park, yet you choose to try to employ people
Right.
at a completely fiscally irresponsible business, because no one wants to eat vegan food. Even
not
vegans
true.
don't really want.
We're rated the number 2 restaurant in Bisbee, right behind Cafe Roca on Yelp, which is crazy. Because I think people have really low expectations when they come in, and then when the food is actually just edible, they're like, oh my God.
I'd put it there.
That's astounding.
Honestly, the food is good, and
It really is good.
you're only open like 2 days a week,
We're
3
open
days.
3 days a week
Oh,
now.
sorry. Excuse me. It's the days that we're hungover till 5 p.m.
Right.
But it is really good food, and
you.
it's just a shame that it doesn't link up with our schedules.
Yes.
I opened a bar here,
Right.
right here.
Yes.
You're sitting at it.
which is way easier. Like you'd think you could just make vegan food at home and the people that are interested would come over.
Right.
And you'd probably break even as much at home as you would renting a place in Subway.
Yeah, definitely.
Subway's a street. There's no actual Subway
this is-
here, and I'm going to change that. We're
Right.
putting fucking Burger King out of business. If they're disgusting, I'm going to open a Subway in that goddamn
what?
Safeway parking
They're
lot.
franchises, so you could do that.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm going to write that
How
down,
is it-
Doug. We should
Subway's
talk about
everywhere.
Yeah.
Every fucking place.
No, there's more of them than there's more of them than McDonald's.
But not in Bisbee.
Right.
And we have Burger King. And Burger King only thrives. Don't get me started. Burger King is only making money where they have no competition whatsoever. I'm going to hire Brokey, our local homeless guy, to run the fucking Subway. Anyway, off topic. Back to, so yeah.
I just crossed off Subway off my list when you said Brokey. No. I had a star by it, but now, no.
Brokey's a local, he's not homeless, but he's the will work for food guy that sits outside of Safeway.
Well, he lives in a cave, I think, so that's pretty homeless.
Oh, wait, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
he does. All
Well,
right.
so he is homeless.
Yeah,
He's
got a
not
cave.
caveless.
Right.
I'm caveless. We're all caveless.
it's true.
He's got more than me.
It's true.
But he sits outside of Safeway with a cardboard sign that says, he just lists all of his physical maladies. Bad back, diabetes, webbed feet,
Bad knees.
need work. Like, just like, what work can you do with all this shit?
He lists like the things he can't, like his physical ailments, and then he lists the things that require total physical activity.
Yes, I
Concrete
do
work,
masonry, concrete.
But I got a bad back and I can't
I
bend
got a
over.
swivel hip, fucking bad spine. My fifth through ninth vertebrae are crushed. What? I don't get this.
And then he tries to hitchhike, and when you don't pick him up, he
flips
swears and
you
he
off.
screams at you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
We should all chip in and give him one of them hoverboards.
Yeah.
Well, at Safeway, when you go in, like every month, they'll have a thing where you get to press in your number for your rewards card. And then a thing will come up. Do you want to donate to the breast cancer awareness, to fucking whatever foundation? Every month it's something different. And I just want them to 1 month put Brokey's sign up there on the little register.
Keep
Do
it
you want
local.
to donate? $10, $1, $5? Yeah, exactly.
Keep it
Think
local.
think globally, act locally. Where the fuck were we? Are we having a drink? Should we just have a drink?
We were talking about Kelly being, why she came to Bisbee.
All right, we'll get back to that. Let's refresh our margaritas and we'll be right back after I take a piss
And I lay down for 5 minutes.
for 5 whole minutes. Hey, Popov Vodka. We haven't, our longest sponsor. We haven't, pitched Popov Vodka for a while. Hey, Popov Vodka, people. It's a plastic jug so big you can crawl inside with all of your deepest fears and still fit comfortably. Popov Vodka. Go down to the bottomest shelf of your local barred window retail liquor establishment in that part of town. Get yourself a bottle of Popov Vodka. It makes you smile like you just got 500 surprise dollars in the mail. And now back to the podcast, already drinking Popov Vodka. From our smoke-filled chamber. Yeah, I don't think it doesn't feel like I've been drinking that much, but
It's the tequila.
it's the tequila.
I so wished she said that she was a tequila aficionado.
I know, because
Wait.
Paulie, did we ever bring that up on the podcast? Paulie sent this $250 bottle of tequila because I think he heard me giving him shit on a podcast where I didn't mention his name, but he knew it
We
was
did
him.
mention it because
All
there was
right,
a
good.
note attached to it, and then we ditched the note, and then we hid the bottle while you were gone.
Yeah, no, that's why we have to get a cage built on one of these booze shelves for the good shit people send us.
But you're gonna still be able to see what it is.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
it's just gonna be
plexiglass.
fucking padlocked.
But it's gonna
We're
be
gonna have
plexi.
Kenny and Derek sitting around here, Beavis and Butthead, playing Wii golf and drinking fucking $250 bottles of tequila.
Doug walking-
and they would.
Doug walking around with a big bank of keys like Schneider.
All right, you moved here 2002.
No, I bought a house here in 2002. I moved here just a couple of years ago, full time.
All right. So you just, you saw an angle in the market.
Yes, I saw an opening in the market.
Yeah, because you seem to fit right in Bisbee.
Really?
I have
Cool.
never really felt like that. That's why I built a bar at my house and built a giant fence around it. But so what you opened Poco when? Did you have a business before the vegan restaurant?
Yeah, I mean, I've been a partner in this game, in This Is Pop, the game design company, since 2000.
But I mean, like in
2000.
Bisbee, like a storefront.
No.
Okay.
No.
So Poco, and that opened when?
Right. Poco opened in 2011.
All right.
Yep.
So that's when you were a public figure,
Right.
I guess you could say, in
Right.
Bisbee. You had to deal with the fucking dregs and everyone who hates you.
Right. All the employees that have
I'm
road
just getting to
trips
this
go
story.
on and
Yeah, I'm trying to get to this story, which I don't know. But Brian said, ask her about the boyfriend of an employee.
Right.
It's legendary that you can't keep employees here in Bisbee.
It's true.
Because no one wants to work, and they shouldn't.
Well, because if you're young and ambitious, you don't come to Bisbee. You know?
Right.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
there's nothing to do.
Yeah, you come here to wear a hemp T-shirt and
Right.
sleep in a park.
Right.
Play a fucking ukulele really bad and then wonder why you don't get tips.
Right.
Didn't you closed down at one point because you couldn't keep help?
Well, yeah, because I couldn't keep help, and also because I was gone a lot. I was in New York a lot at that point, so I just couldn't. I couldn't have somebody else manage it, and yeah.
You couldn't because you couldn't stand letting someone do it,
Right. That
or
too.
was it because you couldn't find anyone to work, or both?
A little bit of both. I mean, it was just really hard to keep it fully staffed and be open 6 days a week for lunch and dinner. There was always someone who needed to go on a road trip, and for 2 months during the busiest time.
Burning
of the year.
Man, dude,
yeah,
I can't
Burning
work.
Man. You can't work during Burning Man. I mean, nobody works during Burning Man.
Rainbow Gathering.
Even though my theory is that living in Bisbee is exactly like living at Burning Man. Like everyone's wearing costumes all the time. It's a barter economy.
Yeah.
A lot of drugs. It's like
We
living.
we
at
don't
Burning
get
Man.
out of the compound much, so we don't
Right.
know what it's like out there. That sounds
Right.
exciting, though.
Yeah, it's always been the main glaring. There's no taxis. There's no taxi.
Oh, I know.
And we're 5 miles, I think, from Old Bisbee, where the only place
We're
you'd want to go drink.
3.5 miles from Bisbee.
3.5. Because of your Fit app, as opposed to the UnFit app, which would say, you could drive drunk that far.
Write that down, Kelly.
Yes.
You're just buzzed.
No comment.
Buzz drinking is drunk driving. No, it's not. Not at all. Fucking liar. You drink before you put out these PSAs, asshole.
See, if you would go drink in Old Bisbee, there would be just one drunk driver on the road. But you'd lure everybody out here, and they all have to drive home all that way, swerving all over.
Follow me, I'm the Pied Piper. Follow me. But yeah, you have to. The problem in Bisbee, we live in the Warren district, the old fuddy-duddy area. Keep Warren boring. We're gonna start that. We've been saying this for what? 8 years now. We're going to get the t-shirts and the bumper stickers. Because Bisbee has, keep Bisbee weird. But all the stories you hear about Bisbee being weird are decades old. And it's
The other one, the Mayberry on acid one.
Bisbee is like Mayberry on acid. Just, those are the three, on acid, on steroids, on
Crack.
On crack, yes. The three, the most hackneyed. It's like Mayberry on acid.
Well, it's technically meth, really, that Bisbee seems to be running on.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, the weird days are over. Now it's just ugly. So I want to start to keep Warren boring, and I want to use the image. I'm going to have to use Evelyn because she'd be willing. But do you know that woman that drives the old Nova that does scratch tickets at the corner? And she just sits in her car just doing scratch tickets. She used to own that, the Mornings Cafe?
Yeah.
It used to be called a restaurant right next door called
that.
Our Place.
Oh, yeah.
And she had that weird bouffant, kind of looked like young Frankenstein lady.
Young, the
Anyway,
bride of
she
Frankenstein.
just had the perfect pinched faced Warren Boring. And I wanted to put her face on the t-shirt, but I'll use Evelyn because she can do the face.
She can do it.
Yeah, but keep Warren boring. I think people in Warren would get behind it not knowing it's a joke. Fucking. Anyway, there's no cab. Let's get to the point where you get someone called you a New York cunt. I don't even know how to get to the story. You had some employee.
I had some flaky employee who was always late, and then she came in late one day, and I fired her. And so then her boyfriend came in to yell at me for firing her. He was like this little redneck, and he was like, "Listen up, you New York cunt." And, you know, basically.
So did you give her the job back?
No.
That would have been very funny. Sometimes you have to think a few shots ahead and go,
right.
Oh, now that you put it like that, tell her Thursday if that's good for her, whatever time she'd like. Just to see the look on his face.
Right, yeah.
Actually, would you do that? Would you?
Well, you could
maybe
suffer
next
one
time
more,
it happens.
You could suffer one more
if we,
day.
if we, see, that's why we need video. If we could videotape you calling and say, listen, I thought over what you said about the New York cunt, and that's just me. You summed me up and I didn't know how to react. Is she available to come back in? Because
in the heat of the moment, things are said, and I have a clearer head now.
I never realized I was a cunt. And I am from New York. So you dressed me down in a way that made me realize and
made me look deep within myself.
See if she'd come back to work.
Yeah.
And
that would be very funny.
Fire her at the end of the shift.
No,
Unpaid.
No.
You were training.
You keep going with the joke. You make her the manager. and
give
then
her the keys.
You promote her and then just give her such an incredibly awful workload after this big promotion and a raise, but this completely undoable workload. Okay, and
make
inventory,
massage all the kale.
Yes, inventory. we're gonna get the deep fryers. We have to just every fucking.
Of course,
thing.
you count every leaf of lettuce.
John
Have you never
Taffer
worked in
her into fucking and make her quit. And,
the minutia of John.
Then
Taffer's
call her a
world.
Palomino's twat.
or like word gets around in downtown Bisbee. Like what a go-getter. She's just jumping ahead of everyone. And then they hire her at the Grand. That's the new manager. And they hire her away from you. Now you're clean.
Yeah.
How much shit have you gotten like that? Because you're a very attractive woman. So if you were like a New York dude with money, they'd be shitting on you behind your back. But because you're attractive, you probably don't get as much. But how much shit have you gotten from locals that fucking stalwart, hippie, gentrified, fuck you, gentrifying our town? Do you get a lot of that?
I don't get too much gentrifier. No, at least not to my face.
Are you the type to Google yourself? Like there's local Facebook pages about Bisbee community,
right?
Where they talk a lot of shit about everyone.
Right.
Do you go on those?
Not too much. No.
Yeah, stay off those. What the fuck are you talking about? Don't go there.
I mean, unless I have something to contribute, you know. Yeah.
Because I have never heard shit about you. And then when Brian said, "Oh, ask her about the New York cunt," I go, yeah, I can see where you might get a lot of that shit, but I've never heard a bad word said about you other than you fucking hated the chicken drop.
Well,
I think that might have been exaggerated a little bit.
Probably.
Yeah.
What else do you do in this stupid town?
That's true.
Like more hours open over at Poco. But now that I know you, fuck it. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You
lunch. Just Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah,
lunch.
but if I can get my fucking ass out of bed and over there,
right.
I fucking enjoy it.
Cool.
And that makes it be the destination. So yeah.
So it was great because before we started the podcast, we had a couple of margaritas sitting here at the bar, and Kelly said, "You know what? I love to gossip, but there's something." And then we just went into an hour tirade of gossip. It was great. I fucking love talking shit behind people's back, but I do back it up by getting drunk and saying it to their face, thinking it's funny.
What happens in the funhouse stays in the funhouse.
Yeah, until
except
I get drunk.
on the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, except the microphone here that goes out to that World Wide Web. I don't know what the borders are on the world, but
Well, living in Bisbee, I mean, it's kind of like living in a telenovela. You know, you kind of know everyone's story and, you know, that's kind of what's entertaining about it.
No, you know a story about someone.
It's not their story.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's very true.
Do you know that I'm buying the Shady Dell?
Oh, no, I hadn't
Do you
heard
know
that yet.
that Johnny Depp is buying the Loma Linda?
Wow, that's exciting.
Well, these are things that I've heard too.
I've heard, yeah.
I was just thinking, wow, he's buying the Shady Dell.
I've heard interesting things about myself too, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. I fucking promote.
You gotta leave the house to find out what you're doing.
I go, is this true? Because I know you're friends with Johnny Depp. Is it true that he's buying the Loma Linda? I can't talk about it. It's nothing. I don't know his business. I just fucking let this stupid rumors fly.
That's the truth. That's the absolute truth.
Oh. What he does in his off time has nothing to do with me. But you're buying the Shady Dell, right? Hey, you know what? I love vintage trailers, but I'm not going to say anything.
How does Johnny Depp feel about vegan Mexican food?
You know what? He's probably shit all over it, just like I would.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's everyone you'd want him to be.
Right.
But it's a great vegan. Yeah, I'm on board with. If you will do the enema at Super Bowl, I will eat vegan for a month during my rehab.
Well, you know, I mean, vegans are all obsessed with shit. Obsessed.
Oh yeah.
See, here's the problem is we're gonna have to find some definitive rules because when a chicken shits, you pretty much peg which number it was. If it's on a border, you go which. But if you're holding in a bowel load of enema.
I've already thought about that. We need some kind of a tracer additive into the
corn. Corn.
Can't do corn because it won't go through the tube. But we can use like
the tube
for an enema.
Oh, and yeah.
But you're just going to
shove
put the enema
corn up
stuff
your
in,
ass.
right?
No.
You don't think you can get a kernel of corn up your ass?
Front load it.
Well, you're going to have to.
No, you go. They eat corn,
corn
for like 24 hours in advance.
Right.
The indicator food.
You can get kernels of corn up your asshole.
Not through an enema tube.
I am not well endowed, but my dick is bigger than a kernel of corn. If I could get my dick in an asshole, you can get some kernels of corn in an asshole.
You're talking about like loading a Pez dispenser in someone's ass with corn?
I would assume they're going to do it themselves.
Well, why wouldn't they just have them eat corn on the cob the night before?
All right. Maybe it's like Willy Wonka golden tickets. You get Indian corn.
If the blue kernel,
the red kernel wins.
Okay. What if we dyed?
We're supposed to be promoting a fucking UnFit app here.
This is so unfit.
Well, you can't be unfit without shitting. You know, I mean,
right.
What if we dye the water?
I like Indian corn.
Okay.
I'm gonna the magic kernel. We'll call it the magic kernel.
Yeah.
Just even if it's just yellow corn kernels,
we'll fool everyone by
one
spelling
white one
like
or
Colonel, like Colonel Sanders, the magic kernel.
Yes. And somehow that the chicken comes into play with the kernel and
the second game. Which one will he pick up? Throw him in. There's just a mass of Indian corn, and now you throw the chicken in to see which one he eats.
It's a terrible idea.
This is perfect.
It's talking about Colonel Sanders killing chickens.
Oh.
There was some kind of, there's some interplay. We'll figure out the rules, probably off air.
But the other thing I was thinking of is how to make someone who can read numbers, not like just go around the perimeter or something. I think you're right. Blindfold.
Taser.
And then, once again, great idea. No bad suggestions. I'm writing them all down. But if they're blindfolded and they have to take a step and they have to keep moving around.
Don't say they, her.
Well, we should really be whiteboarding this. I feel like some of these,
Well, we are recording, so. This just turned into a production meeting.
It did. I'm having a fantastic time.
You realize we're creating a game here. I mean,
awesome. There we go.
Yeah.
Someone is going to shit on that blue tarp.
This is how the magic happens.
It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. You're the one who should be taking notes. You're the brain trust when it comes to the electronical applications.
Just clear your calendar. We'll do that.
Get the UnFit app at the UnFit App Store.
No, iTunes. You get on iTunes.
iTunes. Go to iTunes and get the UnFit app, and then we'll have fun together. And when you come to Bisbee, eat vegan food at Poco. If you're in New York, well, that's sad for you. Kelly will be here. What else did we have to wrap up?
Well, I'll tell you what, though. I did download it, and I already had my first challenge, which was 5 minutes of lying down, which I did on the break.
Yep.
During my vacation, well, the 3 weeks I'm going to be gone, I will tweet every day one of my challenges.
All right. Give me one more challenge.
I gotta put my glasses. Hold on. Sorry. Trying to. The next one is, you mad, bro? Curse at your reflection for a full minute. Easy.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
A full minute. I want to get it down to a minute.
So there we go.
Yeah, that's just off tinfoil. That's not even an accurate reproduction of my actual hideous head.
That's you looking at the bottom of the pie tin.
So it's not just enough to be physically unfit. You have to be mentally unfit as well.
It helps.
It does, and it's nice to celebrate.
Yes.
I love your idea.
Well, there's a progress
for
bar.
such a fit woman.
Look, there's a progress bar, and if you're a visual person, that I already feel like I've accomplished something here.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
You can level up.
I'm loving it.
All right, yeah, we should be get the Fit app and talk to me on Twitter about it. UnFit app. Talk to me on Twitter at Doug Stanhope.
There'll be a link on the show page, and you'll be able to find it.
Maybe we invite. I'm still holding out this whole idea of inviting a few random people. Now that we've made the Super Bowl party exclusive, I know we're going to get a lot of people saying, I'll do the enema thing, but no dudes.
No, it's a shoulder tap.
You could already get Kenny to do that, like on a fucking Tuesday, and there's no game.
When you drag your horrible costume to the costume contest during Halloween, they don't take everyone on stage. They tap the shoulder. Hey, this looks good.
Yeah. You give me your good idea for your enema. Oh, we could do paint.
Ooh.
You know, there's artists that do that. Enema splatter, like Jackson Pollock, but
like
enema paint.
Like a paint queef.
Splatter. All right, we're going to work on this. Let's go back to cocktailing. We were doing good with ideas. Kelly Poco, always a pleasure. The UnFit app available now. YouTube, we have the videos.
We'll put the links on the page too.
Chaley does all that good shit. He's leaving me again for 3 weeks. Then Bingo's fucking leaving for the holidays. And I'm just going to be, I don't know what to do. Except bet football. I'm going to start betting heavily. I'm going to fucking get my gambling addiction back. I have to stoke the fires. All right. I don't know what we close on for music anymore. Are we done? Is Mishka's album done?
I could put it in the Mishka, but if you want to do something in honor of Kelly and Poco and UnFit, I don't know. We should probably talk about this.
Do you have any licensed music?
Oh, we have the music that's in the app.
All right, we'll close on that. No one listens after I say goodbye. Goodbye. And now, bonus footage from the rest of this podcast. The best pre-interviews we do is you get drunk the night before, you take cryptic notes, and then you have a hazy memory. So you're like, oh, but what was the thing with the thing? And
so you don't remember telling the story again.
Okay, yeah.
It's not like if we redid that right now, it would be phony.
Right.
But if we were drunk the night before, like, wait, what was the thing with the floater?
Right.
Because fucking Ed, he Law and Order, that's what we did with Margot.
Oh God, she's amazing.
So
we talked to her at a bar the night before and just wrote down some cryptic notes.
Yeah, I was at a dinner one night at Cafe Roca with like 10 people or whatever, kind of random people. But someone mentioned Margot, and then everyone had an amazing, amazing Margot story. Amazing. Like, one of the best ones was her stepson, she was married to a guy, and her stepson was a painter, and he had a show. And at the show, his stuff was fairly abstract, but she was like, "See that painting? He did that after he walked in and saw me blowing his dad on the couch." And then they're like, "Oh, yeah."
I see it now. Wait, is this upside down?
She was really proud. Another one had her like going down. There's a house in Old Bisbee that has like 1 million stairs. Well, there's a lot of them. But,
Yeah.
But it was 4th of July and they start drinking really early for the coaster races. And it's like 10 o'clock in the morning and she was loaded and she fell down the stairs. And she was like in her 60s at the time. And she fell down the stairs.
Were the stairs okay?
I didn't spill my drink. And she didn't spill her drink.
She's fucking amazing. We got to get her back on the podcast. I just know she's very particular about her hours. And,
yeah. She's, I told you, she's for it because I saw her at the Royale show.
In theory, but you don't want to bother her. Pat Gann was here last night. He's got some good stories, evidently. We had Electric Dave on. Who
oh, God. He's got amazing stories.
Great stories.
No, we're doing
He
part
gets
2.
a little off track.
Yeah. Cedric was great, though, because
kept him in. Yeah.
Could have been a little more vocal to keep on track, but we didn't know where it was going. So
years ago when I quit smoking, I found this like online group of people quitting smoking. This was after I went to the Mad Russian in Boston. Do you know about him? Mad Russian is this crazy Russian guy in Cambridge, and he gets groups of people to come, and you have to call and make an appointment like months in advance. 30 people in this little room, talks to you for like 2 hours. Really hard to understand him. This impenetrable Russian accent, and then he makes everyone leave, and then you come in one at a time and you sit down. He tells you to close your eyes and think about, imagine you're smoking. And then he blows on you and tells you don't smoke anymore. So it's, everyone's like, did it work? And it's like, I think it works because by the time you've taken a day off of work and taken the train to Boston, had paid some Russian guy $60 to blow on you and tell you quit smoking, like you better quit because like that's like smoker's rock bottom. You know?
So Lewis Black did like acupuncture and quit for a while, or hypnosis or something. And then eventually he's like, yeah, I just spent so much money on it. I just had to believe it.
Right, exactly.
As he's smoking.
So I found this online support group or whatever of people quitting smoking. And it was like so crazy and so ridiculous that I kind of got addicted to it for a while. And I met this woman.
How does AA work again?
Yeah.
Traded addictions.
Yeah, exactly.
It's unbelievable.
So I met this woman who at the time was a teacher in Rochester, and she got really involved in like the whole anti-war thing. And then she eventually quit her job and moved to DC. And protested with Code Pink full time. And then she was house sitting for some guy in Georgetown, some rich guy with like a villa in Italy, and she was house sitting for him. And they ended up getting married. And so she's got this great house in Palm Springs. So I went to visit her in Palm Springs, and they've got someone who looks after the house like when they're not there. So I met him. His name is Pete, and he's like, "Oh, Polly told me you live in Bisbee." I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do you know a guy named Dave? He brews beer or whatever." I'm like, "Yeah, Electric Dave." He goes, "Yeah, Dave and I were in jail together for years." I was like, "Really?" So I went outside and I called Dave, and I'm like, "I'm here with this guy named Pete who knew you from the big house." And he's like, "Oh my God, Pete, whatever happened to Pete?" I was like, "I didn't tell him I was calling you. If you want to talk to him, I'll go in and give him the phone." So he talked for like an hour and a half or something on my phone. And now they're best buddies. And like Pete comes to see him in Bisbee, and
well, they were before.
Dave
they just reconnected.
Right.
They just, right. It's wild.
And Dave goes to Palm Springs.
My biggest fault with never leaving is I don't know the people who have great stories. And I know they're out there. Did you listen to The People's History of Bisbee, the audiobook?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I want to do the other people's history of Bisbee that have all the really fucked up stories.
Like the people that they wouldn't talk to.
Right.
Yeah.
They wouldn't want to have on their CV.
Right.
Yeah, they talk about how the miners all frowned on the hippies when they moved in. Well, you know what? The hippies are doing that to everyone else now.
Yeah.
They are.
They're the new miners.
They're really conservative.
Yeah, no one gives a fuck about turquoise belt buckles. Get over yourself. You're not making a living for a reason because you don't have a sellable product. Who gives a shit?
It's funny how conservative they all are, though. They don't want anything to change, you know?
Right. Yeah, conservative, I guess.
Wait a minute. Isn't that how they got here?
That's what's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, they're assholes, and they'll be dead, and it'll be New York cunts that run the town.
God willing.
We can hope.
As long as you're doing the Robin Hood thing like you do, and going to New York to make money and bring it back here, which
Right.
no one seems to appreciate. You're gentrifying. I'm trying to fucking bring some goddamn fucking people in here.
We did have those shirts. Gentrify Bisbee.
Yeah, I still have them.
Yeah,
I still have them in the Tahoe. I meet them out. We made Gentrify Bisbee shirts with the
Right.
communist fist with a Rolex on the
Yeah,
wrist.
don't you get them at the thrift store?
The
I
shirts.
give them to the thrift store.
Oh, you
Yeah.
give
No,
them to the thrift
yeah.
store.
We
Right,
get their thrift
Oh, you've
store
seen 'em?
shirts, and then
Yeah, I
I
saw one.
screened on them, and then he's just taking them out and randomly
Yeah, I'd buy
replacing
50-cent shirts from the thrift store. He spray paints the logo Gentrify Bisbee, and then we give it back to the thrift store.
We just put it on the rack.
We have to start dropping them at Tin Town, where people really actually need a shirt.
At the shelter, yeah.
Yeah. Twice in this town in 10 years, I've seen someone with a Doug Stanhope shirt and went, hey, and waved at Safeway. And I go, like, that's me. And they go, I got this at the thrift store.
We bought the Gentrify.
That's pretty embarrassing.
We bought the Gentrify Bisbee T-shirts in Sierra Vista, and when I brought them home from the Salvation Army, and they were just cheap 50-cent T-shirts, and when I brought them home, I didn't take the tags off, so you could slip them right back on the rack.
Oh.
Yeah, but I didn't know you were. It doesn't matter. You put something at Penny Lane with a Salvation Army tag on, they're still going to charge you for it. They're going, hey, I can't sell you this. This doesn't look legit. So,
Well, that's
yeah,
clever too because they have quite a backlog at the thrift store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, boxes and boxes of
Boxes and boxes of unlabeled crap. If I die, will they ever get unpacked? It's Mishka, Shubaly.
Yep.
That's a closing song. We've been taping this.
I know.
I love the way you kept working the mic.
I was taking a cue from you.
Yeah, well, we still missed the fucking great floater story.
Oh.
Your partner, Ed, I still don't know what that kind of partnership involves. Business or pleasure or whatever. But he was or I don't even know, the set designer for
Law and Order.
Law and Order. I was going to say NYPD Blue. Is that the one that says, hey, let's be careful out there?
Sipowicz? Yeah. Oh no, the other guy, the bald guy, the old guy out there. Hey, be careful out there. Sipowicz was the bald guy, or the balding guy who showed his ass crack on prime time.
Missed that.
Yeah.
Spank bank. Anyway, Law and Order, Ed, your partner in crime, was the set designer. You had a game. Tell me about the game, Floaters.
We did a game called Floater that was based on, Ed was the set decorator for Law and Order, and they were filming, and, it always opens at a crime scene, and so the crime scene was supposed to be this floater in the Hudson River. They discover this dead
where
body.
they actually find a lot of
and they
floating dead bodies.
They were
Like
filming at a place where
notorious
bodies,
area for this. Yeah.
They actually, true to life, we're filming at a place where floaters tend to wash up.
It's the perfect Eddie. They all wind up here eventually.
What, the current? No, that's Eddie. He's floating right there.
Eddie and the swirling Eddie.
So they had their dummy floater, all ready to go in the water, and they're like setting up the shot, and the director starts yelling like, who put this floater in the water? We're not going to be ready to shoot for an hour,
Pissed.
Yeah, who the fuck put the floater in the water? And they were like, that's not our floater. So
actual floater.
There was a real floater. So then it became a crime scene and they couldn't actually shoot, but
wouldn't that be the perfect time to shoot?
You'd think.
No, that's a PA that got fired. Who called the cops?
Yeah.
Now you shut down production. I had a perfect floater. So you made a game out of it.
We made a game called Floater, where it's your job to take a stick and push a floater down the river and inflict maximum damage on it, to crack its skull, to like explode its spleen, and that's how you make points. And sort of the idea is, remember, your childhood when you go out in the woods and find a dead body, and it would keep you entertained all day. That was the basic idea.
You remember when you find a dead body and you poke it till its spleen bursts?
Yeah.
Kelly, I mean, maybe we should have asked this earlier. What's your background? Like, like your education?
I dropped out of the American College in Paris, where I was an English major in Paris.
All right,
It
let's
seemed
take
like-
a moment of silence for Paris. All right, good enough.
It seems like you've had enough education that you could be someone doing a floater game.
Right.
Like, you know what I
I'm
mean? It's like,
qualified.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's also someone with such a disturbed sense of humor would give a fuck about a chicken taking a shit on a tarp.
I think it's all elevated.
I want to back up and say that I should be, if not vegan, vegetarian. I do think, yeah, eating meat is fucking a horrible thing. If you break it down, if you're like tripping and you go, I eat murdered fucking animals, that's a terrible thing. But I'm kind of addicted. It's also terrible that I drink myself to death.
There's also eggs in there.
Yes.
That's your problem. That's your
eggs and
kryptonite.
cheese, you go, they don't care. It's like, eggs is almost like a stem cell issue. Where you go, it didn't fucking think or feel. Who gives a shit about cheese?
A good example, hummus walks in the room, you light up. It's not a thing where like you have to have the meat or the eggs, but you there are vegetarian options that you probably don't realize until you really sit down and think about it. You're probably about 70% vegetarian already.
I could probably do it, but then again, bacon, and you go bacon.
So then I say, well, be vegan except for bacon.
I try my best.
Okay.
I do. The road is horrific because you have limited options on a tight schedule. And when you're in middle America, you're in fucking Muncie and you're at a Flying J truck stop. Yeah, there's not a lot of good vegan options.
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
There's not, you eat sandwiches out of a triangle plastic
Why are you
package.
eating there?
Because you're in a hurry.
It really is what it is.
You're in a hurry to die?
Yes. Actually, yes.
Donuts are vegan, right?
Often they are,
I mean, you
yeah.
could eat a lot of crappy shit that could
And
substitute.
Subway has lots of vegan options.
Yes, we do.
I know.
love Subway.
It's barbaric. And at some point in history, you'll look back and go, wow, I can't believe that fucking chicken hauler I just passed on Highway 95. And you're looking at them jammed in and their little tiny beaks and heads.
No, their beaks are
sticking.
cut off, actually.
Yeah.
Cut off without anesthesia.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah.
Look
They don't
that
make it through the
close.
hole.
I didn't look that close because I was about to stop at a Popeyes up the road on a fucking. Because I didn't want to eat at Burger King, and that was my only other choice in the travel center. So yes, I should be vegetarian, but I'm not yet. But
Well, you've got the 30-day vegan challenge coming up.
Yeah. As soon as you're shitting
I do the
Indian
enema?
corn,
If I do the enema, will you go vegan for 30
Yes,
days? Oh.
absolutely.
Oh,
Really?
fucking
That's
right
a
on.
fucking
That's a
handshake.
contract.
that.
Perfect.
All right, that's the end of the bonus track.
That's how much I love animals.
Oh my god. We need to get like a modesty skirt for
I
her.
was just gonna
Yeah.
say
gonna need some
Catholic
wardrobe.
schoolgirl skirt.
Well, listen. This is the issue.
Okay.
It needs to be revealing enough to give you like some privacy, but not enough that you can cheat. If you know what I mean.
Right.
How about we do it musical chairs style? So she has to
Keeps
keep
moving as long as the music's going.
with a blindfold, and then you do have to shove corn up your ass.
We'll let you do that.
It's just
Or your partner,
a
Tom.
dozen kernels.
Whatever.
Ed.
Ed.
It might be a business partner. I know.
Well,
But
he can take care of business.
he's good. If he's good with accounting, a dozen kernels, 11 are yellow, one's blue.
If the blue lands on, double the money.
Yes.
House will cover.
No, the blue is the fucking magic one.
Oh, got it.
We have a
Yeah.
colonic spa here in town. You know, we could probably get
Really?
them.
Bring
Yeah.
up,
Plug them.
Yeah.
I mean,
what?
so to speak. So we get.
I think we're going to need a
Are you
professional.
talking
We'll get
about
Anne Marie to do it.
Are you
Anne Marie should do the colonic. All right.
Are you talking sponsorship or someone actually coming down and?
Say it again?
Are you talking sponsorship from the colonic spa or like someone coming
Just
down
a
and actually
professional
doing
assist,
it?
I think. Yeah, just have a
All right.
professional.
I'm seeing an advertising opportunity.
Right.
Yeah, every angle. Come on. New York, come on. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, work it.
Will you wear a chicken mask?
Yes. Yes, in fact.
We have one.
I think we need a whole chicken costume, actually. That would be...
Oh, that's the song. That's the song, the chicken dance.
If you can do it on the third clap.
All right, let's wrap it up.
I thought having a vegan restaurant in a town of 5,000 people was my activism, but it turns out that I found an even higher calling.
You're the highlight at Super Bowl right now, and that no one even knows it.
This is going to be like when you're going to have to put all the phones in a bag. You know what I'm saying?
Totally. I love that too. Phones in the bag. Fuck, this is so good.
Where you're wearing a chicken mask and a skirt. No one's going to know who you are.
It makes everyone realize how serious this is.
Oh yeah, it does. It does sell.
Amps it up. Everyone puts their phone in the bag or you're fucking out the gate.
Some dude spent $2,400 to be at the Super Bowl.
Okay, he can film.
Hold up.
I shouldn't say some dude. I should read his
Jonathan.
name. Jonathan Deutsch. All right, that's a podcast.
I don't know what this was. This just kept going. So I
know. So
feather that in
now we're
somehow.
a little overtime.
Boxes and boxes of unlabeled crap. If I die now, will they ever get unpacked? Boxes and boxes of unlabeled crap. If I die now, they will never get unpacked. I can't remember when you were mine. I can't remember when you were mine. I can't remember when you were mine. 2003 feels like 1989. Sweet child of mine. And that nightstand I built for you, is it lonely for me alone in your bedroom? Does it cry at night or does it understand as you tremble underneath your new man's hands? I can't remember when you were mine. I can't remember when you were mine. I can't remember when you were mine. 2003 feels like 1989. Sweet child of mine. All those messages that you've been receiving that I can't remember leaving. It's a small relief still. It's a good thing. You're deleting without listening. They disappear like pennies down a wishing well. Tiny good intentions on the road to hell. But I'll go bankrupt and that well will overflow before you'll forgive me and let me come home. I can't